this is the difference, I think, between like the elite level finishers and like good players, that he stays alive. You know, you talk about the defender and the goalie not quite being onto it. Jota is completely switched on. It's very instinctive, and his second goal, actually moving on to that, the way he reads Curtis's pass so well. It's one sweep of motion into the goal. That is the best of Diogo Jota. Like when he's fit and firing, and like Arne Slot himself said, you know, we're gonna have to manage him, rotate him, look after him. But that's the advantage of Jota. He is that one-time finish, knows where the goal is, all that kind of stuff. He shows it with both his goals there.
Yeah, he does. And when, you know, big credit to Curtis Jones for that, because he made that goal what it was. But with Jota's movement, I'm looking at Cody Gakpo to grab that ball off Jones, and then Jota just comes out of nowhere from my eye line. I'm going, oh shit, he's got it, and then he slots it away. So yeah, he's such a credit to this team at the minute, and he deserves all the plaudits he's getting.
I think just to come back to, I think what massively important in the first goal though is the fact that Chiesa gets the assist, and I know he doesn't mean it and stuff like that, but because what happens is, and you don't always see this on telly because they roll to the replay straight away, is that a lot of the team went over to Chiesa and sort of said, well done lad, you know, made him feel part. He's got his first assist, he's on the board. I was going to mention this later on, but all of our front six yesterday got a goal or assist, and I think that's massive. You know, I mean, they're all hungry and they all played well, I thought, in the game in some degree. And I thought that was really important. But on the second goal, the way Curtis drives that ball, and I don't know if that was the first time he did it for the Jota goal, but he certainly did it a number of times after that. I think that's something that whether it's Jota or whether it's Nunes, they love that, because not enough times this season, I think, have we had it where a forward's driven the ball and got to the edge of the box and played the through ball. Szoboszlai's failed at it a number of times. Gakpo did it well against Man United. We got the ruled out goal where Trent scored, but not enough times when we've got there have we still had the right mindset to be able to play the right pass and at the right weight. So I think what Curtis did yesterday is hopefully something that we can see moving forward, and that others like Szoboszlai and maybe Elliott can replicate, because we'll get a lot more goals.
When you get to the edge of the box,
when you break that line, you're in, aren't you?
Yeah.
As long as you time. Let's talk about Curtis Jones then. You mentioned there Jamie Carragher again. He said, you know, that goal's all about Curtis Jones. He's, at the moment, there's always one. There's always a Liverpool player who, for some reason, Liverpool supporters like to get on the back of, failing to understand the word supporters. I think it's different. I think criticism's fair. I think sometimes it goes a little bit too harsh. Like Curtis has hardly played. He's been injured this season as well. But he gets his chance, and actually it's in a different role really for Liverpool. That it's 4-4-2/4-2-4. You know, he hasn't got that third midfield around him. It's him and Endo doing all the legwork in that midfield. I say it wasn't perfect from Curtis Jones, and he got a few things wrong. He forgot his shooting boots, for example. Too many of them ended up in the cop. But I thought, you know, for a first start in a while and a first outing for a guy who's been injured, I thought he did quite well.
Yeah, he didn't look out of place, did he? And that's the most important thing for me, is when you have been out that long and you come back into the side, you want to, you know, go about your business properly. You don't want to be the scapegoat. You don't want people having a go making bloody compilation videos and how crap he was, because he wasn't, and it's pathetic. It really is, and it drives me up the wall, because I feel sorry for him sometimes, because, like, if you look at the 2021 season, he was phenomenal. You know, he was like a breath of fresh air. You know, the next,
he was,
he was absolutely brilliant. So we know the ability's there, but like when you're in and out the side and you stop and start with injuries, it's going to hamper anybody. Mm-hmm. You know, it's going to take a while. But what's happened over the years with Curtis Jones is the fact that you thought that at one point he probably would have been a starter, but then gets injured, and then we bring in other players who've just overtaken him. But if he can come in and do a job like he did, then there's no reason why he can't be in the side and make a play for it.
Even at points last season, he was a starter. When we had McAllister, Szoboszlai and Gravenberch, who are now the three that you'd say stars. But what Curtis has got, what McAllister doesn't have, McAllister's world class. He's proven that. He's moved from Brighton and dropped the Brighton tax. I curse that, because everyone, it's a different club anyway. Yeah. But he's dropped that, and he's been world class for us. He's been amazing. But Curtis can do things that he can't do. He's quicker. He's stronger. He's better in the air because he jumps higher. He's taller, and he's faster, and he travels with the ball better. Now, McAllister's a better footballer than Curtis, but when you've got a player who can do something different to your other number 8 or twin 6, whatever you want to call it,
how's that a negative?
Exactly. You've got games where you can break the line and attack there, whereas Mac is a different type of player. So it's fantastic to have two players who can fit that role, and Curtis can play where Szoboszlai plays. But I thought yesterday we pressed really well, and I thought Curtis and Endo were really good at that. We won the ball back off West Ham or made them go long a lot. Yeah. And not enough of our fans recognise that, you know, you don't have the ball that much in a game of football individually as a team, So you've got to do your work off the ball, and I thought they did that really well, the two of them.
he always was available, I thought, Jay, both in an attacking and a defensive. Like I say, he wasn't perfect, and to say he was like man of the match or whatever would be a bit hyperbole, but it's his first start of the season. Like he's had a couple of sub appearances. He's been a little bit. He got injured in the pre-season.
He was all right in the last game. Was it Bournemouth?
Yeah. He's done okay, but for the most part, yesterday it felt like, because Liverpool are a man down in midfield and there's 4 attackers, there's more to do. It felt like he was the one who was, like Sam said, he was the one who was emphasising, I'm the one, give me the ball and I'm the one who will carry it. It's been Ryan Gravenberch's job recently, or maybe Szoboszlai's. Curtis took the mantle on there and did quite well doing that as well.
He certainly did, mate. He did a lot of the stuff that Stevie used to do years ago, get it and give it. You know, just receive the ball and give it to someone else to push the team forward. And it's like Sam said at the beginning of the show, you know, we've got 6 forwards there that have all contributed, and they don't contribute unless Curtis Jones doesn't do his job.
Exactly.
And that is one of the most important things about Curtis Jones' responsibility yesterday.
And the I'm trying to think the best way to say this, because like I say, everyone's entitled to an opinion and everyone isn't, but like, I don't get how people have judged him off this season. Like, you ever seen him? Like, he wasn't brilliant when he come off the bench against Forest. Nobody particularly played well against Forest. Other than that, Sam, like, he's
fine.
He's a good player. Like, he is Liverpool's probably 4th option of those number 8s now for a while. You know, Szoboszlai, McAllister are definitely above him. You presume Harvey Elliott would probably go in there ahead of Curtis. If Curtis is your 4th option there, I think you're doing okay. Like, again, he's played 136 games for Liverpool now. Like, I'm not sure, you know, if Jurgen Klopp would have persisted with someone. You know, people always say Jurgen was a bit loyal sometimes, but he was also quite ruthless. Yeah. Arne Slot, we've seen this summer, if you didn't think you were up to it, you were gone. Yeah. Like both of these 2 coaches now have decided to keep Curtis around, and we saw like that little bit of magic for the assist yesterday, a couple of other bits and bobs here and there. Like, I thought he had a good game. He's a good player. He's
what 23 as well. Like, let's be honest. Again, we talk about peak. He's still got time to learn. He's a good player. He's good enough to play for Liverpool now. And if he played for other clubs, we'd probably be saying that Curtis Jones is good.
Exactly.
We all see players at like the likes of Villa and Brighton and you know, those kind of clubs that maybe just a rung below us, and go, oh, isn't he great? Because we watch them one game every 3 weeks and they play well. We don't see it when they get beat 2-0 away to Wolves, and then you know, they don't play well. But we sort of pick up these moments. But Curtis is really good. Look, I also get the line of, if he weren't a Scouser, he'd have been sold. It's harder to be a Liverpool player if you're a Scouser, because when you start the academy, you suddenly get influx with players from all over the UK, and it used to be when Curtis was there, abroad, and you've got to somehow stay in the team, and all these European international players are coming in, as well as lads from Manchester, Leeds, down south are coming in, like Rio's just joined us. So, and he stayed there, and then out of all the players that you're with, you then get plucked up to the first team. How can that be it can't be. It's harder to be a Liverpool player if you're a Scouser than if you're not. Yeah. Genuinely.
So you don't play over 100 games. It is nonsense. You don't play over 100 games at 23 years of age if you're not good at footy.
And listen, I will completely agree. This is my point of view. You might disagree, you might agree, whatever. This isn't whatever. If there are 2 players who are the exact same in ability level, whatever, and one's a Scouser and one's not, I think the benefits though should go to the Scouser. If the better players should always be picked, but if they are the exact same playing for Liverpool, I think the Scouser should get picked. And I'd say the same if it was a North London lad for Arsenal or a Manc at Man United or a Geordie at Newcastle. If they are the exact same, then I think it's important that you have a Scouser.
I agree.
I don't even think the academy think. I don't even think the club think that I think they're so business and linear thinking. It's, what did the data say? If it doesn't matter, I don't care if his mum lives across the road from the accent. Like, I genuinely don't think they care.
No, they don't.
I do.
They really don't.
I care. I absolutely
we
care.
We do.
Of course you do, because
you want the local representation, don't you?
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that at all. But when you think about the amount of players that have gone through that academy, you know, born and bred Scousers that have made an impact on the team, it's not a lot.
No.
Do you know what I mean? So the math doesn't lie.
Yeah, if you not many.
It would be interesting to get a top 10 list of lads from the area. Let's just not say Liverpool, because like Quan's from Warrington, I consider that a local lad in football in terms anyway.
He's grown up.
Yeah, he's in our academy. But like, it'd be interesting to see lads from the local area who have played for Liverpool and the top 10 or 15 number of games.
Yeah,
and you know, I imagine 250, 300 would probably be in the top that group. It'd be interesting to see where Curtis ends up.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because if he ends up playing 450 games for Liverpool, he's going to be in that group of players. He's crap. Never like Curtis. He'll have all these medals and he'll be, it's crap him. Yeah.
I can't play. Again, like I say, this isn't. I don't think no one's sitting here saying Curtis Jones is a world class world beater, but I think sometimes you've got to understand like rotational players, Jay, like some of the ones who played yesterday, and I thought like you can include whoever you want in this conversation. You are not going to have a squad full of 26 world-class footballers. It's impossible. You can't do it, because if they're world-class, they'll be playing for someone else's first team. It's just impossible. You've got to have, your bench has got to be good players, like really good, strong players who you can just drop in and go, you'll do well for. He's not going to let us down.
Yeah.
And again, Curtis yesterday took that responsibility on. I thought in the midfield, him and Endo doing a lot of work by themselves, and I thought he did himself proud.
He does, and he speaks really well, and he spoke really well after the game. And I've always respected Curtis Jones for that, for how well he speaks about himself, the team. He goes about his business and he does his job properly. But he's always got that will to win, and always that will to stay in the first team, and that's what I want that in any player, whether you are a local lad or you're from abroad. If you want to fight for the shirt, you deserve the opportunity. And yes, it's an added bonus that Curtis Jones is a local lad, and we always want that representation. Of course we do, but I don't understand how he can still be a scapegoat for a lot of people. It baffles me.